Hello and welcome to the Valley Punters preview for another edition of Ladbrokes Friday Night Lights. We're racing with the rail in the 3 metre position and on a good 4 for Friday night. But Tommy, before we look forward, we'll take a look back. Whispering Brook took out the feature last Friday night.
Yeah, Ben, it was a very impressive performance from Whispering Brook there, but I think there was a lot of good runs behind her as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the Australia Stakes is a really strong form reference going into the rest of the Autumn Carnival.
We take a look at heat number 11 of the Ladbrokes 55-second challenge as the season nears an end. Tommy, how did you line them up in the spring?
I think this is one of the most interesting editions of the Ladbrokes 55-second challenge of the season to date, Benny. A couple of horses returning to the races, Crown Witness and Condor Heroes, are two pretty talented horses the market has zeroed in on. I do have Condor Heroes on top here. Was touted as a Golden Slipper contender as a younger horse when it started his career with Gerald Ryan. It's running some really good races, so this is definitely the weakest race it's contested in some time. It didn't really go on with the job as an older horse thus far, but I do think it's definitely got ability. It's joined the Lindsay Park stable, and it's got a lot of early speed here. So I think from the wide barrier draw, Mark Zara can ride it quite aggressively, come across, take up the running. I think he might prove tough to run down. I think the other class horse in this field is Crown Witness from the Henry Dwyer stable. Showed another horse that showed plenty of ability as a younger galloper. Only had the one race start during the spring where he didn't do a great deal in the Dovenden Stakes, but he's another horse with ability and another horse that has a great record over these short course sprints.
Race number 6 is heat number 3 of the sprint series, which is thanks to Lucra Super. And Magnesium Rose is the horse I'm tipping on top here. It was a horse who, going into Caulfield the other day, had a bit of a foot abscess a month between runs and didn't have things go right in the run either. And then went to Sandown and ran 4th behind Tin Hat. Really rode the speed there from an outside barrier draw, did quite a bit of work. We know the form around Tin Hat is very strong. For a race like this, I think that's a good enough form reference. Magnesium Rose on top, respecting Twitchy Frank, who is the top weight. It was a good run 2 starts ago. I think the 1200 metres suits here.
The horse I like in this Sweps Stayers Series Heat 2 is Shaq. Not a horse that does win out of turn, but it's just a really consistent performer. Very rarely produces a bad effort. It's finishing the placings and its past 4 starts. I think it does look well placed in this race on Friday night. Should get a lovely run in transit with Michael Walker in the saddle. I think this is its opportunity to return to winning form. The horse that is open as an early favourite with Ladbrokes is Moss Music. Horse has definitely got some ability. This is probably its toughest test to date, but it is a lightly raced galloper with upside, so I think it has to be respected.
Expansion is the horse that I'm tipping in the last, Tommy, who's made a good impression from 2 starts in its career. The only little query is a 3-year-old carrying the big weight that it's got, but I liked the win at Yarra Valley on debut. It was well backed and it won accordingly. Then I thought it ran quite promising the other day. I think Expansion's going to be very hard to beat. I'm going with the lightly raced gallopers in the last. I think Lecture is probably the danger. I know it's a horse that the Mara and Eustace team have a good opinion of, and it should be right there from the good draw. Tommy, quadding on Friday night, how did you see them?
Benny, in the Ladbrokes 55-second challenge, I am with Condor Heroes and Crown Witness, as I said earlier. A little horse I do want to throw in, though, is number 9, Ollivander, at a good price. I think it's a horse that has more talent than its record shows, and it's got the Queen of the Valley, Steph Thornton, in the saddle.
Race number 6, I want 3 and 1 on my side for the reasons outlined. Also want to put in number 4, Island Days, who was a good winner last time out, and 8, Dancing Tycoon.
Benny, in race 7, I am with number 5, Shaq, and number 12, Moss Music, as I said earlier. The other horse I want to include are number 6, Junior Burger, at a nice price.
For the last race, I want to have Expansion and Lecture with me, numbers 7 and 10. Also want to put in 5, Good Theory from the McDonald team. 6, Kapara, I think, is a blowout chance at a big price in the last. 9, Age of Chivalry was a good win at Sandown. And also number 12, Goes In, who's made it 2 starts for 2 wins. Tommy, hopefully we can find a few winners on Friday night and keep the ball rolling.